When I saw this headline from an interview Trump gave to the New York Times, my first thought was, this is some lost cause BS. Hi, my name is Karen Cox. I'm a historian of the American South and of the Lost Cause, which is essentially Confederate memory about the Civil War. But it was so much more than that because it stays in our culture. It embeds itself there, and it's still doing it up to this very day. During Reconstruction and the years following, part of the Lost Cause mythology was about Reconstruction. Essentially, what they were saying is that, you know what, giving black men citizenship and the right to vote was just a big mistake. And this is kind of what Trump is saying, although he's referencing the civil rights of the 1960s rather than the 1860s. One of the things about white supremacy, both then and now, is the fact that anytime there is any sort of progress on the part of non-white people, white men get upset, and white people generally are upset because they believe that somehow something has been taken from them. If they can't have it all, they don't want black people, immigrants, or whoever to have any of it. Unless we think this was all a Southern problem, let's be clear. White Northerners were racist AF in the 19th century too. And by 1903, after witnessing what had happened in the South with the disfranchisement of black men, beginning with Mississippi and going through the 1890s, and with North Carolina being the last of the states of the former Confederacy to pass a disfranchising amendment in 1901, white Northerners were like, this has been a failure. Elihu Root, who was the Secretary of War in 1903, spoke before a group at the Union League Club in New York City. The Union League Club was formed in the middle of the Civil War in 1863 to support the efforts of the Union to defeat the Confederacy. But there in that club in 1903, the secretary said to this group of men, Negro suffrage has been a failure, and basically we need to admit it and accept it. We watched in the late 19th century the history of the Civil War being erased by white Southerners, but also accepted by white Northerners. And now we're seeing Trump doing this in real time in the 21st century. In other words, looking to the past and say, well, that was a mistake. And people who have historical amnesia about the civil rights movement are sort of accepting what he's saying. As history has shown us, that's very dangerous. This is why history is so important, y'all. We can't allow historical amnesia to win the day. We can't allow historical erasure to win the day. So crack open a history book and familiarize yourself with the civil rights movement and what that meant. This wasn't about hurting white people. It was about helping African Americans who really hadn't had any civil rights to speak of since the end of the Civil War. I'd say that the man in the White House should crack a book too, but I don't think he reads. So what I'm saying to you all is it's on you to read. It's on you to keep history alive and to reject historical amnesia and historical erasure.